This video playlist. This is a very quick study on ants. This is a Groundhog Day animal study. Now, ants I only found in the Bible twice. Proverbs 6, line 6, it says, "Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise." And also Proverbs 30, line 25, "The ants are a people, not strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer." Okay, now the Quran has an entire chapter called The Ant. It's chapter 27, and the whole shebang of it is in my playlist called Quran. This is just on the ants. The blurb says the story of the ants tells a story of the prophet Solomon, who was granted the ability to understand the language of animals, including an ant warning to its colony about his approaching army. It teaches the lessons of humility, respect, and life, and all life, and divine wisdom. So talking animals is definitely something that we see. You know, we saw Balaam's talking donkey, we talked about the birds. The key aspects of the Quran, it's Surah An-Naml. The chapter tells details of the event where Solomon's army, which included jinns, humans, and birds, passes through the valley of ants. The ant warning. A single ant warns the others to hide, saying, "O ants, enter your dwelling, lest Solomon and his host crush you unknowingly." Solomon understands the ants, smiles in amusement, prays for guidance, to be grateful for God's blessings. It says the ability to understand the animals was a unique miracle and a sign of wisdom bestowed upon Solomon. So I'm going to read you a portion of the chapter called The Ants. This is Quran chapter 27. I'm going to start at, what do you think? How about 15? "We gave David and Solomon knowledge. They said, 'Praise God who has favored us over many of his believing servants.' And Solomon succeeded David. He said, 'O people, we were taught the language of birds, and we were given from everything. This indeed is a real blessing.' To the service of Solomon were mobilized his troops of sprites and men and birds, all held in strict order, until when they came upon the valley of ants. An ant said, 'O ants, go into your nests, lest Solomon and his troops crush you without noticing.' He smiled and laughed at her words. He said, 'My Lord, direct me to be thankful to the blessings you have bestowed upon me and upon my parents, and to do good works that please you, and admit me by your grace into the company of your virtuous servants.' And when he inspected the birds, he says, 'Why do I not see a hoopoe? Or is he among the absentees? I will punish him most severely and slay him unless he gives me a valid excuse.' But he did not stay for long. He said, 'I learned something you didn't know. I have come to you from Sheba with reliable information. I found a woman ruling over them, and she was given of everything, and she had a magnificent throne. I found her and her people worshiping the sun instead of God. Satan made their conduct appear good to them and diverted them from the path, so they are not guided. If only they would worship God, who brings to light the mysteries of the heaven and the earth, and knows what you conceal and what you reveal. God, there is no God but he, the Lord of the sublime throne. And he said, we will see whether you've spoken the truth or whether you are a liar. All right, now I'm not going to read the whole thing because this was just about ants. Happy Groundhog Day.